Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you are watching us from. Have you had the latest? Rivers State, despite weakest manipulations and everything, based on the report on INEC's website, Peter Obi won. And if that is now confirmed, I know Labour Party would have done a lot of copying from the site, including snapshots and the rest. Now, if that is confirmed, one state minuses out of the 24 they said Tinubu has gotten. You know what it means? I see a case whereby that certificate of return is withdrawn from him until further notice. A case of entering government at the end of the day. I'm telling you what is developing. Hey, INEC has shot itself on the foot in several ways. That is why I like what obedient legal team are doing. They are telling INEC, come and prove this result. This result is hosted on Amazon Web. Now I'm wondering how INEC will begin to withdraw. You know, I saw several results earlier from that particular site, and those results were like, they will count, they will just do the counting in, whichever way it pleases them. At the end of the day, they will make it in a way APC wins. But we saw certain results. Now there is a development. You need to watch this video and we'll be right back.
The Premium Times is reporting that with information that they now have access to from the INEC's portal, that Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party, your candidate, won the Rivers State presidential election and not the president-elect, the candidate of the APC, Bola Tinubu, who was declared. Now there's a caveat from that report by Premium Times saying that even if that is upheld, it may not necessarily mean or translate to victory overall for Mr. Peter Obi. But I think that if that happens to be the case eventually, it means that Mr. Peter Obi will have won 12 states, including Abuja, and then Atiku of the PDP will retain his 12, and Bola Tinubu of APC will drop to 11 states, even though he has been declared as the winner. Without prejudice to the petition, what do you make of this report from Premium Times, which is, an important online newspaper, and how do you think it might navigate the legal works that will happen in the next few weeks when you now begin to defend the petition at the tribunal?
Frankly, I agree that because we do know that states like Rivers State and many other states, we could see mutilations, we could see the results, cancellations manually done. And that's one of the reasons why we also say that this was flawed. And we do have our proof, which we will present in court. I do not want to speak too much on these proceedings, and we would let the courts decide.
And could you tell us in precise terms what actually happened to him at the London airport when he was interrogated, and as we heard, when he was detained? Is he out now? Is he back in Nigeria? And what was his offense?
Okay, to shed any light as far as we know, those questions, you should be asking the Nigerian government that question. They're the ones that have the answers to why his international passport, if at all, could have been cloned. They're the ones that have the information and the national identity card processing that even happened. So who has access to our database, in our passport offices, in the national database? Who has access, if not the Nigerian government? Because it's very strange to Nigerians to wake up in the morning and hear that His Excellency Peter Obi's identity has been cloned. So that is, for lack of a better word, that is a huge omission on our security. Who is able to breach Nigeria's security in such a manner? Those are the questions that we are asking, because like you pointed out in your introduction, it's seemingly as if at every point in time, everything is being thrown at us, including the kitchen sink. And we're wondering why. Just because we have come on board as a force to reckon with, just because we have come on board and we have come to change the political discourse in Nigeria, just because we have come on board, we ask questions. You say we should go to court, we are in court. I don't understand why we are being hounded on a daily basis. I don't understand why it would seem as if the government and the spokespersons that even represent this party, the APC, just seem to think it's okay. You know, their spokespersons come out and all they do is ram, hit, throw everything that they have, and most of the things that they say are quite preposterous when you look at it. When you listen to, even on Arise recently, I talked about Mr. Festus Keyamo and his utterances and how they've been asking for our arrest. Nigeria is a country governed by law. We have rules that govern us. If anybody has breached those rules, then they in themselves can also go to court. Why not toe the line of restraint the same way our presidential candidate has done? Why not toe that line?
I knew it. Well, all right. So Peter Obi has denied rumors or even media speculations that he was issued a letter of apology by the British government in connection with his detention at Heathrow. Now, where do you think those rumors emanated from? And what is Mr. Peter Obi's stance right now as it is regards to receiving a letter of apology over the detention incident, or has he moved on from it? Secondly, there was a fake picture that was shared by members of the opposition showing the chairman of Nigerians in the diaspora, Abike Dabiri, superimposed with Peter Obi. She appeared to be, liaising with an immigration officer. Now, how would you describe that scenario?
I describe it as I wonder if APC, the APC, understand how important whatever role it is that they believe they're supposed to be taking on. I don't think they've fully understood the import of what it is that they're supposed to do. Why not celebrate your selective win, if you would like to? That's how I see it. Why not celebrate those wins? Why are you attacking? And I'm very glad that you mentioned a superimposed meme that kept going on around those photos of Abike Dabiri with Peter Obi. Why go so far to tell lies and foment trouble when there is none? Foment trouble with people who aren't making trouble with you. What we are just doing is we're asking questions and we refuse to forget. And they've done everything but show us in its entirety. They've done everything but show us sincerely that they really do want to bring in a government of national unity. Everything that they've done, the utterances of their, Mr. Ononuga very recently referred to the obedience as sons of blankety blank blank. And that was quite traumatic, because you would expect somebody in his early 60s to behave better, to do better. You see, very recently, Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, running to Washington to go and call for the arrest of Dr. Yusuf Deti Baba Ahmed, for the arrest of Peter Obi. And I'm wondering, Why are they always so ill-advised? Why go to, let me tell you a story. Recently, I listened to Chief Emeka Anyoku at a lecture in Lagos. And I was one thing I took away from the thing he said was that he was now being given an appointment and he had to meet with the president of the time, late President Shehu Shagari. And he said that the president said to him, I know that you have been always speaking against my government, and and he said, let him take a leaf from Winston Churchill, where he said, Winston Churchill said, every time he was abroad, away from home, he would always, restrain himself from speaking against his home government. He would not speak against the British government in any form or fashion. But every time he came back home and he was on British soil, he would now, make up for lost time. That's how a government should be run. How do you start running to the UK, to America, to go and start asking for the arrest, and that's where you give. As the Minister of Information, I do expect such a man in such a position to sit down and talk with the Nigerian people. The time he used to get on a plane could have been used judiciously in Nigeria, on home soil, to speak to Nigerians, to say to Nigerians what it is they have to offer Nigerians as the Minister of Information, not to just go around and be. You claim somebody's being insightful and you turn around and do exactly the same thing.
That's where we'll be done on that one. The lady in the studio, Nana Kazauri. Our main focus today will be on the result on INEC portal, which allegedly shows that Peter Obi won, not Tinubu. We've seen part of the results in several local governments, and most of them showed Peter Obi won. They're the ones we've seen. But for Premium Times to carry this particular one, and the way the discussion picked up in several quarters, I think there is more to this. For now, let's call it an allegation. But then, what really transpired? Based on what they are saying here, will that cancel out Tinubu's win? Already, it is said that Atiku and Obi won 12 states. So, based on their record, or do you think this particular kind of issue is replicated in several other states? What do you think? Let's look at other issue they discussed here. Peter Obi at the London airport. I want to add something there. The only people that can have access to people's occupants of Nigeria's passports is the federal government. So when I hear somebody using Peter Obi's identity or cloning him, his passport whatsoever, impersonating him in Europe, I look at it as a high-profile matter that only a government of the country, of a particular country, the UK and Nigeria should tell us what is happening. And based on what this lady said, they have not issued an apology to him. So, Nigeria government, the body in charge of issuing passports, I think by now heads should have been rolling already. Heads should have started to roll if things are going well in this country. Somebody is being impersonated. Who gave him the passport? Who gave that particular person the passport? Who gave him the authority to act as Peter Obi? If we are in a country that works, questions would have been asked. Can you see how far these people can go just to bring this man down? You said he should go to tribunal. He has gone to tribunal. So, what do you want again? As far as I know, Peter Obi has not done anything else other than going to tribunal to seek redress. Now, in the case of, you all saw the pictures that were circulating. Allegedly, Peter Obi sitting with Abike Dabiri as if they are in maybe an immigration office, I don't know. Abike Dabiri trying to plead on his behalf, I don't know. But I thank God, obedience are sharp people. In fact, Nigerians are saying no to this mess, that these people must not continue with this. And that is why whatever they do, Nigerians come out to expose them. Can you imagine? Look at that picture. Look at the real picture. Look at where they picked this from. And added it as if Peter Obi was in that immigration room. As if Abike Dabiri, who is a minister for diaspora, Nigerians in diaspora, was pleading, why would they be doing this? Is it necessary? What are they hiding? Why are they attacking the number 3 man? Peter Obi has only gone to the court. He didn't do anything else. He went to the court to seek redress. So why all these attacks? They came with the Oyedebo conversation. That one has faded. It was nothing. They have done the case of this Peter Obi in London, somebody using his identity to move about. And imagine if such person commits crime. It appears as if this is state against Peter Obi, not just Peter Obi's opponent in the election. This is like a state, backed fight. Can you imagine? And the Nigerian youths are crying. They want a change. The elites of this country are trying to pull the youths down. They are trying to, the elites want things to continue this way because they make a living from it. I heard of a book which says, for their tomorrow, we lost our today. That is what is happening. Somebody has come like a savior. He has all what it takes. He's rich. He can just go and rest. But he wants to start the change so that other people will copy. And look at the kind of fight, the kind of trouble they have given to him. Meanwhile, let's get back to why we are here. The results on INEC's portal as against what was announced by Premium Times. Okay, according to what is now the most trending news, the result provided on INEC's portal, IREV. They call it INEC Result Viewing Portal, IREV. Peter Obi of the Labour Party won the presidential election on February 25th in Obio, Akpo local government area, Rivers State, South Nigeria. He won. How comes they are announcing Tinubu or APC the winner? So based on the result, according to Premium Times, they said Mr. Peter Obi looks to have won the Rivers State presidential election based on the amount of votes he collected, not Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, APC, contrary to what INEC claimed. So Premium Times have examined these results, and they said, they collected results from various polling stations in the 17 wards of Obio, Akpo local government, as uploaded on the IREV, and indicated a stark discrepancy with what INEC announced. And I'm adding that it couldn't be just River State where this has been done. I believe that is why they were hiding. They refused to allow Obidat illegal team to access the beavers. They had to wipe the beavers off. They said all the information are in there. Now, according to what was announced, the APC received 17,158 votes, while the LP received 73,310 votes. Based on the research, based on information on the site, how can INEC defend this? That is why I like what Obidati team included in their petition, that INEC should tell us how they arrive at that result. So INEC is on trial, like we showed you in our previous videos. How did INEC arrive at that result? Now and again, according to Premium Times, they said it was discovered in the Rumokoro ward that results originally written for LP in 34 voting stations have been erased and replaced with those for APC. He said, despite obvious adjustment and alterations, Premium Times tallied the data as supplied by INEC. In other words, even if there was evidence that the numbers had been manipulated, the numbers were totaled up exactly as they appeared on the result sheets. This has sparked debate online, with many claiming that Peter Obi actually won in Rivers State. Despite what they did, The wiping off, cleaning off, in their manipulations, they still missed it because Peter Obi's mandate is divine. Despite all that they did, they still couldn't understand what they were doing because there is an almighty hand hustling them. At the end of the day, look at the result again. And I pray that it will be checked because INEC just announced anything. INEC cannot defend this. Shame on the electoral body, headed by whosoever, Mahmoud or whatsoever. Shame on you. I would have read reactions to this story, but we have no time. We'll be rounding up here. Please add your comment. Tell us what you think about this development. I believe something is going to happen, and the true winner of this election will come out. Add your comment on the comment section. Please, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more updates. Bye-bye for now.